The neon glow of Haven City flickered above the crowded streets, reflecting off rain-slicked pavement like shattered prisms. Lila Maren tightened her coat against the chill, clutching the small tray of steaming noodles she had just picked up from a street vendor. Her day had been long, but she found comfort in small rituals, the warmth of food, the chatter of late-night diners, the occasional kindness from strangers. She walked past the bustling market stalls, the aroma of roasted proteins and alien spices mingling in the damp night air. Her eyes fell on a lone figure huddled beneath a tattered canopy. The stranger's skin shimmered faintly in the dim light, almost as if the raindrops on him were reflecting another spectrum beyond human perception. Lila hesitated, but something about the quiet desperation in his posture compelled her. She approached cautiously. "Hey, you hungry?" she asked softly, holding out her tray. The stranger looked up, his eyes a liquid silver. "I haven't eaten in 3 cycles," he whispered, a trembling hint in his voice. Lila's heart clenched. "Then this is yours," she said, placing the tray before him. "On me." He stared at the food, then at her, and for a moment, Lila thought she might have misread the situation. Then he spoke again, his voice steadier this time, though still tinged with awe. You don't know what you've done." Lila laughed lightly. "I'm just a human. I paid for noodles. That's it." The stranger's lips curved into something like a smile, but it was tinged with sorrow. "No, what you've done is far greater than that. You've shown mercy to one of us. The Empire, they notice such things." Lila frowned, unsure whether to laugh or run. "The Empire? What are you talking about?" Before he could answer, a deep hum filled the air. Lila looked up to see a cluster of sleek, obsidian ships materializing above the city. Their presence was unnatural, almost predatory, and the citizens around them froze, staring upward in fear. The stranger stood slowly, brushing rain from his shimmering shoulders. "They've found us," he said simply. The ships descended with an eerie grace, settling in the central square. A hatch opened, and a figure stepped out tall, angular, and radiant with an internal glow that made the night feel like daytime. Lila felt a chill run down her spine. She recognized the aura immediately from the fragments of news broadcasts she'd occasionally caught. This was an envoy of the Thryllian Empire, the galaxy-spanning force known for absolute control and ruthless judgment. Human, the envoy's voice resonated like a chorus in her skull, bypassing ears entirely. "You have interfered with the affairs of the Thryllian people. You have committed a minor kindness. But the Empire does not ignore such anomalies." Lila swallowed. I just paid for someone's meal. That's it." The envoy's silver eyes narrowed. "That is enough. Follow us." Lila was escorted into one of the massive ships. Inside, the walls shimmered like liquid crystal, and gravity adjusted subtly as she walked. She was guided to a chamber where the stranger who had eaten her noodles now knelt before a tall throne-like construct. He bowed deeply as she approached. "Who are you?" she whispered. The stranger looked at her, his expression unreadable. "I am Elian, an emissary of the Empire in hiding. Humans rarely notice us, rarely act without fear or greed. Your action has resonated. What does that mean?" Lila asked. Elian gestured to the throne. The occupant, the true ruler of the Thryllian Empire, rose an entity of shimmering light and impossible geometry, constantly shifting yet somehow comprehensible to the mind. Its gaze fixed on her. "You, human, have made a choice that defies the natural order of your species," the Thryllian Queen's voice echoed in thought and sound simultaneously. "You have shown mercy without expectation of reward. Such an act is rare." "I didn't mean to do anything," Lila protested. I saw someone hungry." The Queen's form rippled like liquid light. "Intentions are noted, but actions define the cosmos. You have drawn the attention of the Empire. You could be destroyed, or you could serve. The choice is yours. Lila's mind raced. Serve. Destroyed. She had no idea what she had gotten herself into, but some part of her knew she couldn't simply return to her small, quiet life in Haven City. What, serving you, means? She asked. The Queen inclined her shifting form. You will act as a liaison between humans and the Thryllian Empire. You will bridge the gap, learning our ways while guiding us in understanding yours. You will be tested. You will be observed. And you will endure. The days aboard the ship passed in a blur. Lila was introduced to technologies that defied physics, landscapes that bent light and gravity, and creatures whose biology was both terrifying and beautiful. Elian guided her patiently, explaining the intricacies of the Thryllian hierarchy, their philosophies, and the precarious balance they maintained across countless star systems. Despite the grandeur, there was danger. Every interaction with the Queen and her council was a test of empathy, intelligence, and courage. Lila learned to navigate negotiations where a single misstep could trigger interstellar conflict. Yet it was not just diplomacy that challenged her. One day, while exploring the ship's observation deck, she encountered a Thryllian child, fragile, luminous, and frightened. Its vessel had malfunctioned, leaving it stranded in human space. Lila felt the same impulse she had in Haven City. She had to help. The child's eyes reflected starlight as it reached for her. Lila wrapped it in her coat, murmuring, "I won't let anything happen to you." She guided the child through emergency procedures, stabilizing its condition. Elian appeared beside her, smiling faintly. "Again, your compassion defines you. It is unusual, but invaluable." Months passed. Lila became indispensable to the Thryllian Empire not because of brute strength or knowledge of alien technology, but because of her humanity. She negotiated peace between worlds on the brink of war, uncovered plots that threatened entire star clusters, and even discovered ways to mediate conflicts that Thryllians themselves could not foresee. And yet, she never forgot the moment that had brought her here, the simple act of paying for a stranger's meal. That tiny spark had changed the course of her life and the fate of countless civilizations. But peace was fleeting. One cycle, while navigating a delicate negotiation between two warring Thryllian sectors, the ship was ambushed by rogue Thryllian factions who resented human influence. Explosions rocked the vessel. Lila and Elian were thrown into zero gravity, struggling to regain control. Through instinct and quick thinking, Lila activated an emergency navigation protocol she had studied tirelessly. The ship responded, slipping through the ambush like liquid shadow. Elian looked at her in disbelief. You saved us all." Lila's heart pounded. I just did what I thought was right." The Queen's voice filled her mind once more, calm and radiant. "Rightness, human, is rare in all forms of life. Your choices have strengthened the Empire. You have earned your place among us." Years passed. Lila traveled across star systems, became a legend in interstellar diplomacy, and inspired humans and Thryllians alike. Every decision she made carried the weight of civilizations, yet she remained grounded in the small acts of kindness that had brought her here.